a suitcase containing human remains was found on the streets of Benoni, eastern Johannesburg, South Africa, after the police confronted two individuals carrying the suitcase. It turned out that the body had been cut into pieces and was in the process of getting disposed. All this happened around the 9th of November 2023, which led to the story of 33-year-old Tatenda Malanga and her 42-year-old boyfriend, Obert Madzaza, who is also called Brighton Madzaza. Tatenda and Obert were said to be Zimbabweans. Although not clear how long they've been dating, but somewhere along the line they both moved to South Africa in Johannesburg and lived as a couple. In their newfound life in Johannesburg, things are about to change. It's not clear what they did for a living, but somewhere along the line, Obert started seeing another woman in their neighborhood in Johannesburg. It was said that this other woman was their neighbor, and she might have been South African, but it was a secret affair. Things started getting serious with Obert and the new woman, and it was said he was beginning to think about starting a life with this new woman. But the problem is, how was he going to start a life with another woman when he was still very much with his girlfriend, Tatenda? So around the 9th of November 2023, that was when Obert decided to meet Tatenda to maybe tell her of his plans to move on with the other woman. Either that or Tatenda found out somehow, because people began to talk. And when she found out that her boyfriend was seeing another woman in their neighborhood, she confronted him. And this confrontation did not end well. In fact, it ended up with one of them cut into pieces in a suitcase. When the affair blew up on them, it led into a big fight. And during the fight, Tatenda picked up a knife and stabbed Obert to death, killing him instantly. When she had killed Obert, she wasn't exactly concerned. It was what she wanted to do. She got a suitcase where she put his body into it to get rid of it, cutting him up into pieces so that he would be able to fit into the suitcase. The next day, on the 10th after killing Obert, she took his passport to his family to let them know that Obert was missing and encouraged them to file a missing person report on him. Then she went back home, gathered his body, hired an older 53-year-old man who by the name of Johannes to assist her in disposing of the body. Now, it's not clear if the Johannes man was aware of what was in the bag. He probably wasn't, because the said man was known to pick junk. He's one of those men that usually goes around picking junks. So when Tatenda saw him, he asked for his help to get rid of the bag. And in the process of the both of them trying to get rid of the bag, they were stopped by some policemen, where they were requested to open up the bag to see what was inside, almost as though someone had given them a tip. In the process of searching the bag, Tatenda ran away, and only the 53-year-old South African man was arrested. Tatenda was said to have run to her sister's house to ask for money so she could fly back to Zimbabwe. But eventually, she changed her mind and turned herself in, admitting to the crime and telling them how it all happened. The interesting thing is, when this story blew up on the internet, a lot of people recalled that Tatenda was married before, back in Zimbabwe, and her husband died mysteriously, and that no one knew what really happened to the husband. And now seeing what she did to Obert started making a lot of people question if her husband really died of natural causes, or if indeed she had something to do with it. Because for her to be able to not only kill a grown man, but dismember his body and put him in a suitcase to get rid of, seems like something she must have done before in the past. Seems like something she's not new to. Seems like a professional assassin. And many people are beginning to believe that she may have killed her husband before. And many people believe that she most likely had a hand in the death of her husband.